Where are they? There they are. Hello. Get rid of this thing here. Hey, welcome to the Daily Antidote. Everybody, I can't believe it. This is day, and you're going to repeat after me, 1,649. Everybody, what did I say? 1,649,
1,649.
and there's no end to this. We're just going to move along. It's the most extraordinary moment here because I'm hosting here with Jan Falke, who's behind over my right shoulder, and Karen Axelrod, and we actually are downstairs from the great ballad singer Julia Friend. I just have to say before I say hello to folks that a few years ago I found out that first of all, I found out that Julia Friend was an incredible ballad singer, and then I found out that my favorite ballad singer in the world lives in Brattleboro. Enough about Julia. Let's say hello to Joe. let's say hello to Joe. Hey, Joe. Thanks a lot for piloting this amazing ship. And hello, and thanks, Mary, for your tech work, and also Ariana, another Daily Antidote worker. Thank you so much for supporting us. Hello, Laris from the UK, Kathleen from Albuquerque, Diane in Massachusetts, Linda, Orcas Island, Caroline in DC, as usual from all over the country and the world. We have Mabel and the Bear. Hi, Mabel, and Pauline, William, Shizuka, and Phil from Newcastle upon Tyne. And that's in England, by the way. Sheila in Florida. I hope you're okay and everything's okay there. Good. Athena in Brooklyn. Bob in Albany. Hello. It's Loriana, Kachina, and Courtney, are my friends from Vermont. And then Kathy in Colorado. Jim in Maryland. Dory and Ollie. How you doing? And Al in Massachusetts. Caroline and Deborah, Gary in Massachusetts, and have another over there. And then we have Neil. And I'm going to just move along here. Dun, 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 dun. Where am I? Neil. There I am. Okay, good. And then we got, there we are. Whoop, I just had it. There it is. Oh, and Storm. Hi, Storm. Nice to see you. And then Trish from Victoria. Things are jumping around here. And we have Anne from Silver Springs, Annette from California, Bob, Cricket, how are you doing, Cricket? And Ruth and Clive in Birmingham, UK, Nancy from Washington State, and Don Peabody from our own Vermont. And also, let's everybody say hello to all of the folks on YouTube. Thanks for joining in with us, because it's not just us, there's a lot of other folks as well. And now let's give a big hello, everybody, to Julia Friend, who's in Brattleboro, Vermont, and it's what we call upstairs. So,
That's right.
Julia, what are you thinking about doing today?
Hi, everybody. There's a song that I heard a long time ago, like 20 years ago, from a great singer called Anne Neilson, and she was very into the Greig-Duncan Song Collection from Scotland. And so this song has a lot of Scottish words in it, and I took some of them out, and there are a few that I kept in. But it's a song about a pregnancy. And, in folk singing, that can mean all kinds of things: happy songs, terrible, people treating each other really badly. This one's a really cheery one. I think it's just like so charming. It's got kind of a happy ending. And let's see. It's called "A Wee Bird Come to My Apron," and so, but you can just think of that as like the general area of that we're noticing the pregnancy, the apron area, and I'm sure some of you know that bairn is like a child, the word for a baby, and greet is to cry. So often you'll hear like Bernie's greeting
Hmm.
in a song. And so that's the part I didn't change out. So you'll hear that.
Right.
Um, yeah, and if we're all set, then I can go ahead and teach the
Yeah,
chorus.
let's hear it.
Okay. It's got a lot of, nonsense words. So, with a ride do a dum and a ride do a day, ride do a dum and ride do a day, ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day, and a wee birds come to my apron. So I'll sing it again so you can all try it with me, okay? With a ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day, ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day, ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day, and a wee birds come to my apron. Excellent, I'll assume, since I can't hear anybody. All right.
It's great. It sounds, we have three voices in here, which is just really exciting. But
Oh,
anyway, go
yes.
ahead.
There we go. Okay. Oh, once my apron, it was new. It was a bright and a bonny blue. Now it's taken another hue since I've lost the title of a maiden. For my apron's wide and my apron's broad. It's up in the middle and it will not down bide. It's up in the middle and it will not down bide. For oh, it's an ill-made apron with a ride-do-a-dum and a ride-do-a-day. Ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day. Ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day, and a wee bird's come to my apron. Then she's taken her apron by the band. Far, far, far her apron she's flung. Far, far, far her apron she's flung, saying, oh, it's an ill-made apron. But when she looked down, saw her twa sides round, fast, fast, fast to her apron she ran, saying, I'll pick it up and I'll put it on, for oh, it's a well-made apron with a ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day. Ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day. Ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day, and a wee birds come to my apron. As she was walking down the street, many's the gentleman she did meet, and the father of her bairnie did her greet, saying, what's that beneath your apron? Well, it is my mantle and my gown. Loath was I to draggle them, sorry was I to let them down, so I rolled them beneath my apron with a ride-do-a-day and ride-do-a-day, ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day. Ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day, and a wee birds come to my apron. Then the women's all to the washing gone. It's long, long, long ere they come home, and this maid has brought home a son, and she's rolled him beneath her apron. And when they were all at the supper set, and this young squire with them at the meat, he thought he heard a bairnie greet in the chamber with the maidens. Then if a ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day, ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day, ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day, and a wee birds come to my apron. Then he threw the spoon out of his hand. Fast, fast, fast to the chamber he ran, saying, who's in there? Who's making such a din in the chamber with the maidens? Well, it is myself alone. It's none but me and your young son. There's none but me and your young son, and I've lost the title of a maiden with the ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day, ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day, Ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day, and the wee birds come to my apron. Well, London city, it is mine, and other cities, 8 or 9, and all that's mine, it shall be thine, since you rolled him beneath your apron with a ride-do-a-dum. Ride-do-a-day, ride-do-a-dum, and ride-do-a-day, ride-do-a-dum, and ride-do-a-day, and the wee birds come to my apron. There you go.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Julia. That's a great, great song. I'm totally dying to know a little bit about, one question is whether you learned it from the singing of another singer or from a book. I guess that's the question. And if so, how was your thoughts about learning it?
Yeah, this song I learned from the singing of another singer who performed probably about 20 years ago at Pinewoods Folk Music Week in Massachusetts. And she sang it in a workshop where people were sharing a lot of different stories and song. And at the time, it completely changed the mood of the room because some of those songs can be so serious or like, you know, just bad things are happening left and right. And then it just like brought a huge chorus, all these voices just cheerily singing together. However, I did not learn it until this summer because I was too
Ah,
busy learning all of the dismal songs. So there you
Karen,
go.
do you have a question for her? No, she doesn't. Okay. Jan, you must have a.
Well, yeah, I was hearing you said it's a Scottish song,
Mhm.
and I'm not so familiar with Scottish song, but Scottish tune often have that little Scottish snap, and I guess is that common in songs too? I knew about the fiddle tunes in the Strat space, but I guess I was
Um,
surprised to hear it in the song.
I'm not really an expert on the broad generalizations, but I think so. That's the way I hear it for
Yeah.
sure. I like that. That
And I
and
think a lot of those rhythms come
uh,
from the way people talk. That's like often the original, that's the kind of source of those kind of rhythms
Mm.
is the way people talk and they translate it into the tunes. Anyway, that's
Oh,
just
that's a
my
good. I like that.
that's just a stray thought from a guy who knows nothing about anything.
yeah.
But I also am really curious about. I'm just you all, our family. You should know that I am a huge fan of Julia's. I really love
Oh,
ballads,
and I am of
and
yours. Oh
oh
my
well,
God.
thank you. But I really, really love Julia's ballad singing and all of her music making, but especially the ballad singing. And it's hard to say exactly what it is. But I think there's one thing about singing. Like here, can you talk about your relationship when you're singing the ballad to the story in terms of do you have any kind of thoughts about how you get the story across? Whether you're like emoting while you sing, or is it a different process?
Yeah, I have definitely heard a lot of strong opinions about that and styles of singing. And my attitude toward it has changed over the years. Um, Personally, I find a song really engrossing, and I'm really imagining I'm in it when I'm singing it. Um, and I'm telling myself the story as well as telling whoever else is in the room the story. And I think that helps it come across, hopefully, because you have to be hearing yourself for the first time every time, kind of. And I do think there's a kind of a balance because if you take your song on Broadway and you start to like dramatize it to the extent that the listener can't contribute their own opinions very easily, then
Right.
it
Yeah.
stops being like really an interaction between the singer and the listener to me. Um, and so I
That's a
think
yeah.
yeah, it's a balance I think to sing it and share. Like I do have opinions about the song, and you could probably tell which parts I find exciting,
Yeah.
but I don't want to make my experience uh, like get in the way of your listening experience. So yeah.
Right. No, I think that's, remember, was it a, that, so it sounds like you kind of get what you're doing is you're like following the story yourself
Yeah.
as you sing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I mean, I was at a workshop once with, it was Almeda Riddle and Tony Barron and who else? I'm trying to think. It might have been Gene Ritchie. I'm not sure, but like a really this incredible panel at Pinewoods of ballad singers, and all of them. Oh, and Margaret MacArthur,
Hmm.
and all of them basically agreed that they just said the word they used was you get behind the song. Rather than pushing the emotion out, you kind of get behind the song, and I think that's one of the things I really like about your ballad singing is the story is really you really follow the story because you're not trying to distract us with emotions that you're pushing out or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, thank you so much. Super
yeah,
nice to hear.
yeah. And you mostly so what ballad singing is a lot of what you do. I know that, and but what other kind of musical either related to ballad singing or not, do you like to do?
Well, I love to sing along with Jan Falke there playing the guitar. Uh,
Yeah, I've heard that. It's fantastic.
um,
In French.
in French occasionally.
Yeah.
Um, and I enjoy playing banjo for old time music, old time tunes. And
And,
there's a square
and
dance
when you say
coming up.
do you do ballads, I mean, if you do a ballad with, have you done ballads with the banjo sometimes, or no?
Uh, Kind of no.
Kind of no.
Um, yeah, there's like one song that I sing with the banjo, but I have to practice it for like 50 hours every time I sing it. It's very distracting to me to
Yeah.
be playing and singing.
And who are some of your like other? Oh, you mentioned Sarah Gray. We want to mention
Mhm.
say a couple words about Sarah Gray, the great ballad singer, American ballad
Yeah,
singer.
yeah. So Sarah Gray has been performing for a long time, and she's from New Hampshire, and she just moved to Vermont. So she's now a neighbor in the sense that we live in the same state, which is exciting to me because I listened. We had one of her records when I was a kid, and I listened to it quite a lot. And I think she's got a really lovely voice and picks great songs, and she also plays banjo, actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's a good singer.
what are some other uh, let's say traditional ballad singers that you've learned from, whether they're alive or not?
Yeah, yeah. I'm a huge fan of Louisa Joe Killen.
Oh yeah.
I think she was just a fantastic singer, and I really love Elizabeth Laprelle's ballad singing. Speaking
So we'll
of
say it to
alive
the folks.
people,
Louisa Killen is a English
hmm
singer, and then
yeah, and
who's
no
the
longer
second
with
one you
us.
said?
And Elizabeth Laprelle, who's living now, I think, in Philadelphia, is a great. I was going to say young. She's a grown up
Is
now.
she the one who does? Is she the one who does the Crankies?
She's done Crankies. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
know
yeah,
who that is. Yeah, yeah. No, she's wonderful. Yeah, that's right. She is young. I mean, she's younger than I am, but that doesn't mean anything.
yeah. She's younger than me.
Yeah.
Uh,
So Elizabeth, what do you like about Elizabeth singing?
I think that she's got a really uh, splendid voice, and I think she loves the stories passionately,
Yeah.
and I think her phrasing is great, and she's gone and learned a lot from recordings of um, Texas Glad and other like really great singers who um, uh, not that they were undersung, but she
Yeah.
kind of brought them into the next generation of singers, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah, yeah, and it's a the cranky for all of our Daily Antidote cousins is you probably know what it is. It's just a sheet of paper with two scrolls with pictures on it, and you kind of just scroll it, and the different pictures just go by, and it's a wonderful. It's a really great for a ballad. Actually, it's great to do a ballad with the cranky, and I think that's what Elizabeth, right?
Yeah.
That's what she I saw. That's when I first saw her do that, and it's as a matter of fact, that's something you might try. It's really. Have you ever
Yeah.
done that? You ever sung a ballad to a cranky that goes
Yeah.
by?
One of the musicians who lives up here, Mary Fraser, is a great fiddler and also has made some crankies herself.
Yeah.
And so she and I performed one. It was, what was it? It was one where the man and the woman are challenging each other to complete impossible tasks before they admit that they love each other and will get married.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And it was, wow, that's great. How was that experience doing it to the cranky? Did it change anything for you?
Well, it was fun. She it turns out that it can be a little tricky when one person is rhythmically turning a thing and the other one is arrhythmically singing a song.
Right.
And
trying to
you
keep
have
the song with the cranky kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, a little more coordination required next
Yeah,
time.
right,
But
right. Neat. Well, so and also just also because I'm going to say Jan Falke is a great. Just so you know, yeah, if you've been on the Daily Antidote before, of
I've done
course,
it
yeah.
twice, I think.
Yeah, he's a wonderful singer and instrumentalist, and from French Canada, from Quebec. Karen Axelrod is one of the great English country dance pianists in the world, I would say, universe, and a really just a great person. So I'm really happy to have you two here with us. But mostly, can you just sing that again? Just sing it again. Sing it
the whole
again.
thing
Let's just do it. Let's just
for
do
real?
it. Yeah. Let's
Okay.
do it. Yeah.
Okay. Do-do-do. Oh, once my apron, it was new. It was a bright and a bonny blue. Now it's taken another hue since I've lost the title of a maiden. For my apron's broad and my apron's wide. It's up in the middle and it will not down bide. It's up in the middle and it will not down bide. For oh, it's an ill-made apron with the ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day. Ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day. Ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day. And a wee bird's come to my apron. Then she's taken her apron by the band. Far from her apron she flung. Far, far, far her apron she flung, saying, oh, it's an ill-made apron. But when she looked down, saw her twa sides round, fast, fast, fast to her apron she runs, saying, I'll pick it up and I'll put it on, for oh, it's a well-made apron, with the ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day. Ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day. Ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day. And the wee birds come to my apron. As she was walking down the street, many's the gentleman she did meet, and the father of her bairnie did her greet, saying, what's that beneath your apron? Well, it is my mantle and my gown. Loath was I for to draggle them, sorry was I for to let them down, so I rolled them beneath my apron, with a ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day. Ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day. Ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day. And the wee birds come to my apron. The women's then to the washing gone. It's long, long, long ere they come home. And this maid has brought home a son, and she's rolled him beneath her apron. And as they were at the dinner set, and this young squire with them at the meat, he thought he heard a bairnie greet in the chamber with the maidens, with the ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day. Ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day. Ride-do-a-dum and ride-do-a-day. And the wee birds come to my apron. Then he threw his spoon from out of his hand. Fast, fast, fast to the chamber he runs, saying, who's in there? Who's making such a din in the chamber with the maiden? Ride-do-a-dum and a ride-do-a-day, ride-do-a-dum and a ride-do-a-day, ride-do-a-dum and a ride-do-a-day, and the wee birds come to my apron. Well, it is just me, myself alone. It's none but me and your young son. There's none but me and your young son, and I've lost the title of maiden with a ride-do-a-dum and a ride-do-a-day, ride-do-a-dum and a ride-do-a-day, ride-do-a-dum and a ride-do-a-day, and the wee birds come to my apron. Well, London City, it is mine, and other cities, 8 or 9, and all that's mine, it shall be thine, since you rolled him beneath your apron. With a ride-do-a-dum and a ride-do-a-day, ride-do-a-dum and a ride-do-a-day, ride-do-a-dum and a ride-do-a-day, and the wee birds come to my apron. Yay!
Wow, Julia Friend, everybody. Yeah, hey, that was really wonderful. Thank you so much, Julia. You know, one thing I like about that song, I love the apron and the bird. Do you know of any other songs that have an apron like that for as a kind of a metaphor? Don't know of any other ones. It's really amazing. It's a great metaphor.
Yeah, it is a very fun metaphor. Anne Neilson, who sang the song when I heard it, said that in other versions, sometimes it's a wee burr stuck to my apron.
Wow.
Instead of a bird, but she said she liked the bird because of other songs that reference cuckoo's nests and other things in that general area. So there you go.
It's a great way.
It's a great
way to deal with things that may not be comfortable to talk about, say aprons and birds. And
That's
things.
right. That's right.
So thank you very much. It's so great to see you in your beautiful home here, and thanks to Jan, thanks to Karen, and let's find out what else is coming up. What's coming up here in the next couple of days? Joe's going to put that up on your screen for you, I believe. There you go. Yeah. So today, Julia Friend. Tomorrow, Chick Street Man. Don't miss that. And then Marlena Anzini of Italy. It's people from all over the world. Moon Clementson on the next day, and that's all we have lined up for now. And so it's time to say goodbye. Everybody, give a good thank you to Julia Friend. We'll definitely see her again soon. One of my personal favorites. And thanks, Joe, very much for running the ship. And I'm going to say goodbye to Arliana from L.A., Laris from UK, Kathleen from Albuquerque, Linda from Orcas Island, Caroline in D.C., Mabel and her bear from Massachusetts, Pauline, William, Shizuka, and Phil from Newcastle upon Tyne, Sheila in Florida, and goodbye, Athena in Brooklyn, Bob in Albany. So long, Jim. Good to see you. Good to see you, Dory and Ollie in Rhode Island. Mary, so long. Joe, there you are. Goodbye, Joe. And goodbye, Kevin. Nice to see you again. Annette, goodbye in California. Trish in Victoria. Caroline in Europe, which is one of those anyway, Ruth, yeah, I love Europe, that's great. And I'm from the North America. Anyway, Ruth and Clive from Birmingham, UK, and we have Kathy from Colorado, and I'm going to get rid of this little thing so I can see who we have next. There we go. Oh, and there's Anne from Silver Spring, Diane in Massachusetts, Storm from the Zoomiverse, and I think it's Massachusetts, Cricket from Maryland, there we go. Hoda from British Columbia. Bob Lee, good to see you. Bye, Gary. So long, Linda in Concord. Curly Tops in Vermont. Al from Massachusetts. Nancy from Washington. Peter. Oh wait, that's me. Phil. Phil in Totnes. Nice to see you again, Phil. Carol in Connecticut. And LMG from Connecticut, and it's day 1,000. Let's all say it again. 1,649. Ready to go. 1,649. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you all.